Welcome to ARIS Training Module 2, Session 5. Tracking student progress and communicating that with your team is essential to keeping the learning on track. ARIS includes the tools you need to make data collection easy, so you aren't spending all of your time trying to organize and record that data. The key to making your life easier is to use the data keeping sheets provided, which are specifically designed to help you understand what data is important and how to capture it. For example, the kind of data you want to collect for a language-based lesson, such as words learned or how well the student is doing on pronunciation, is very different than the data you want to collect on a functional routines lesson, where you want to record how well the student performed on a specific step in the routine. ARIS includes different types of data keeping sheets, including a communication-based lesson data sheet and a skills-based lesson data sheet, each tailored to that type of lesson. In addition, the data sheets prompt you to record detailed information on progress which may otherwise be missed, such as the level of prompting a student required to complete the task. Going from a full physical prompt to a partial physical prompt to a verbal prompt over the course of a month may be a big deal for some students, but may be completely missed if members of the team aren't reminded to record these finite details. The ARIS data keeping sheets guide you to record all the key information that will help everyone keep the student moving forward at the best pace for them. Data should be captured every time a lesson is run. Collecting data should be routine for every member of the teaching team who works directly with the student. It should always be a part of the process that whenever you get ready to start a lesson with a student, you make sure you have the correct data sheet printed and ready to use. Regardless of the specific lesson or data sheet used, you will want to fill out the lesson number and title, student's name, and the date. The data sheets prompt you through the lesson-specific performance data that you should collect. When you have finished the lesson, the completed data sheet should be stored under the corresponding lesson tab for that student's record in their folder. There are 6 different types of data sheets included in ARIS. The first lesson uses the pairing and reinforcers data sheet. This data sheet is only used with lesson 1 and is specifically designed to capture the reinforcers that work best for motivating that student to learn. Similarly, the Giving Up Reinforcers data sheet is only used with lesson 2. This data sheet enables you to capture behavioral data that you might see when trying to get the student to relinquish items, which were used as positive reinforcers. The next type of data sheet is dedicated to the lessons where you are asking the student to give you their attention and respond to basic requests. These lessons include responding to their name, getting ready to learn, come here, and eye contact. The data sheet captures the circumstances around the request, the time taken and quality of the response, and any necessary prompts used. The fourth data sheet is used with skills-based lessons. These include self-help lessons, motor lessons, and lessons related to social skills development. This data sheet prompts you to record the specific skills being learned, the commands given, and desired response, number of times the skill was practiced, prompts required, and other qualitative notes about the performance. Next, we have vocabulary-based data sheets used in the lessons where you are teaching new vocabulary. This data sheet provides a space to record words practiced as well as information on performance and prompts. Finally, the communication-based lesson data sheets are used in the lessons where you are teaching interverbal skills or skills that involve communication between one person and another. This sheet prompts collections of both qualitative and quantitative data. It specifically prompts students to write a summary of their own experiences. prompts you to record not only the instruction given and the responses received, but also details about the communication, such as pronunciation, prompting, and behavioral challenges that were encountered. You can determine which data sheet to use with which lesson by looking at the data collection box on the inside left of the folder, or by looking at the data sheet printed on the back of each of the lesson folders. And just a reminder, the lesson folders have a special coating so that you can use a dry erase marker to take data directly on them and wipe it off after you've made a photocopy of the data or transferred it to another data keeping system for that student. All of the data sheets can be found in the appendix section of the implementation guide and also the ARIS user portal. You can easily photocopy a number of each type of sheet in advance to keep them on hand in the classroom for easy access, or print them in batches from the portal. For lessons that require a task analysis, they have created a task analysis data sheet and made that sheet available on the portal under the Task Analysis Tips and Resources section. This data sheet allows you to write out the steps for the functional routine to use in your classroom or with a particular student. The data sheet cues you to capture information about each step of the task analysis. This module has given you an overview of the ARIS data keeping system. Now you've completed Module 2. In this module, you learned about the most important concepts about getting started with ARIS from day one. We discussed student record folders, and we explored the 2 lesson types that you will start on the first day of class. And we worked on establishing an easy, accessible way to keep data.